Hello everybody, my name is Kateryna and welcome to tvoye English grammar course. Today we have our first class and our first class is going to be about word order in English. What is word order and why is it important? Word order means basically that every word in English has a special place where you need to put it when you are creating a sentence. English language has fixed word order. What does it mean, fixed? Fixed basically means that you really can't change it. You just need to follow the rule to create English sentences. If you are a Polish or Ukrainian speaker, you really need to remember this because I am Ukrainian, and in Ukrainian, the word order really doesn't matter. You can change everything, you can put whatever you want at the beginning of the sentence, and the sentence still makes sense. Unfortunately, in English, we cannot really do the same because we will just lose the whole meaning of the sentence by changing those places. Also, if you are a Ukrainian or Polish speaker, probably you're quite used to starting your sentences from verbs. Verbs are words that explain some type of action. A verb can be go, walk, work, play, right? That's a verb. In English, it's very, very, very rare to start a sentence from a verb. Usually, at the beginning of our sentences, we want to explain who is the main character of our sentence. To remember English word order, you have a very simple formula. S plus V plus O. A little bit confusing, but it's very easy and I will prove it to you right now. So, the first one we have S. What is this S? Well, S stands for subject. Subject is basically the main character of our sentence. It can be a noun or it can be a pronoun. So, a noun is any word that describes an object, a person, an animal, anything, right? The pronouns are he, she, it, I, you, we, they. So once we have established our main character, we actually want now to give a little bit more information and try to actually explain what's happening. So in the formula, next part is V. V stands for verb or a word that explains some type of action. Examples of a verb are to sing, to walk, to go, to play. First we say who is doing the action, right? We have our subject. Then we actually say what is the action that is happening right now. Now we have the main character and the action of our main character. But most often in many sentences and in many situations, we want to give some additional information, right? Because for example, we can say she eats, right? She walks, he plays, right? That's a sentence that's absolutely valid English sentence, but it's pretty empty and it doesn't give a lot of details. So most often we want to provide more details. So that's where our O or object comes into play. Very often the object is actually another noun that is the focus of our action. So what does it mean? It means that the object is not doing the action, but is a part of the action, or it is affected by some action, by some verb. So for example, I love my cat. My cat is the object in this sentence, right? So I love who? My cat, right? The cat is not doing any action. My cat is not loving me, or hopefully he does, but in this case, I'm just focusing on myself, right? I'm only saying about me. I love my cat. That's the formula, right? First you say who is doing the action, then you say about the action, and then you say who else might be affected or part of this action? But as you can probably see, the sentences that only give us two nouns or a pronoun somewhere and a verb are pretty simple, right? And they don't give a lot of information. So sometimes we want to also give a little bit more information about the action. For example, we want to talk about the place where it's happening, or to talk about the time when it's happening. A time and place will always go at the end of the sentence. There are a few exclusions. Sometimes we can include time, place at the beginning, but it's a little bit of a different grammar. We will talk about more complicated sentences later, so don't worry about that. Okay, so we want to add our time and place, but how do we do that? Well, there's very easy rule to remember. First, say when the action is happening, and at the end, you can say where. Where is the action happening? So when, where, in this order. I am at the office every day. She goes to the library every Saturday, right? When, where. So we will continue working with the word order, adding a few more elements to that in the future classes, but for today, that's all that you need to know and all that you need to master in order to create good English sentences. So please remember, there are PDF files under this video that will help you to remember the concepts that we talked about today better. They are in 3 different languages: English, Ukrainian, and Polish. So choose the one that is easier for you to understand and download it. There is a practice page where you can actually practice and check how much you actually remember from today's class and how much you understood. I recommend using the English version so you can practice studying English in English, but if it's too hard, it's absolutely okay to choose some other language. Thank you very much for watching this video and taking this course with me. I'm very excited to have you here. I hope you enjoyed, and I really hope to see you in the next class as well. Bye!